Record. Excellent. So we are beginning our voice release webinar here together. There are women all around the world joining us, and because it's a webinar, I can't see your pictures, but I've seen your names, and we have already started connecting in the ethers because this has been a long time coming. I am Jan Cercone of Sound and Light Healing Arts, and for the last few years, I have tried to figure out ways for women to feel more empowered and more aligned. And I finally realized that it's our voice. Our voice holds the vibrational calling card to the world. And through the law of attraction resonance, that is what we create. So this webinar has been in the making for 10 years. And tonight, it's almost like I wish I had champagne here, a champagne cork, because as one does it and two do it, when more are gathered in the name of divine alignment, we can move a lot of energy, not just for ourselves, but for other people as well. So I would like to welcome you here to the webinar. And the way that we will do that is there is a quantum field, and we will go ahead and begin to take some deep breaths together to drop into this sacred space together. So go ahead and sit up nice and straight and take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. We ask and intend to set a sacred space. We place a beautiful healing tent of protection and powerful energy over each of our bodies tonight. We call in our spirit family, especially the lineage of our mothers, our grandmothers, our sisters, and all of those women who have held the vibration of fear in so many ways in their voice, afraid to speak their truth. Take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. And we simply open our crown chakra, the top of our head, to receive these new vibrations that we are asking for more clarity, less confusion, to hear the voice of truth coming through us powerfully, and to be able to speak it all the time. I know that some women will be working to get on to the Zoom program and webinar. So I thought before we actually start, and I talk about what we're going to talk about tonight, I have a beautiful poem that I would like to read to you that kind of captures what this is about. It's really about letting go. This is called She Let Go. It's by Reverend Sapphire Rose from the Agape International Spiritual Center. She let go. Without a thought or a word, she let go. She let go of the fear. She let go of the judgments. She let go of the confluence of opinions swarming around her head. She let go of the committee of indecision within her. She let go of all of the right reasons, wholly and completely without hesitation or worry. She just let go. She didn't ask anyone for advice. She didn't read a book on how to let go. She didn't search the scriptures. She just let go. She just let go of all of the memories that held her back. She let go of all the anxiety that kept her from moving forward. She let go of all the planning and all of the calculations about how to do it just right. She didn't promise to let go. She didn't journal about it. She didn't write the projected date in her day timer. She made no public announcement and put no ad in the paper. She didn't check the weather report or read her daily horoscope. She just let go. She didn't analyze whether she should let go. She didn't call her friends to discuss the matter. She didn't utter a word. She just let go. No one was around when it happened. There was no applause or congratulations. No one thanked or praised her. No one noticed a thing. Like a leaf falling from a tree, she just let go. There was no effort. There was no struggle. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was just what it was, and it was just that. In the space of letting go, she let it all be. A small smile came over her face. A light breeze blew through her, and the sun and the moon shone forevermore. I think what that last line is saying is that we have had so many perceptions and beliefs and behavioral trainings that we are not at one with our own higher divine guidance, and we are not at one with nature. We are in our heads. So part of what we're going to do tonight is learn about the ability to use our feminine heart-centered intuition to speak and to allow this resonant tone to go out in the world so that we are comfortable being exactly who we are in our truth. Because this is called voice release, there are parts within us that still hold unconscious vibrations of resistance and limitation. And when it's unconscious, we can't see it. So I'm going to explain to you first how voice release works, the physics and the mechanics of it, so that you understand as we go into the deeper mechanics of the actual voice release. So at this moment, I'm going to go into a share screen, and we will share the PowerPoint together. And you can see powerfully what I am talking about. First, welcome, women of the world. And women are here tonight from all around the world. So I'm calling it the Global Simultaneous Voice Release event, that we know that this is way beyond our own body, our own mind. Through our intentional work in the quantum field, we now know that particularly women that are called to this work, that are spiritually awakening, have the ability to have a effect of a greater magnitude beyond themselves. So why are we here tonight? Because we are ready to speak up and be heard. Perhaps you've lost your voice or don't feel safe speaking your truth. This could be in any environment. Each of us has our own flavor of what makes us nervous. It could be a male boss. It could be setting boundaries with our children. It could be with our intimate partners. Or maybe you're just needing a bit of a breakthrough to complete freedom. Maybe there's just a little bit of saran wrap over your larynx. I often say that when I do inner sound journeys with women, I feel that we have manhole covers, big, heavy metal covers over our larynx of just many lifetimes of being programmed to be afraid. But right now, there's no reason to be afraid, because you are in possession of the intelligence, the tools, and permission. Look at the Dalai Lama has ignited this platform for us to stand on and to claim who we are and what we know. And I know many of you are already working with the energy field very powerfully, and you are having hints of the interdimensional, the divine, the miraculous realm. And I'm inviting us through this work that I am facilitating and tonight for us to step up to the invitation to absolutely embrace that the world will be saved by the Western women. If you are listening to this, how does that resonate? It's probably you. You might even be in this picture. This is one of our SOAR gatherings, a group of women who gather, and SOAR means to sound our authentic resonance. We come together and we set a sacred space and we allow ourselves to be in our own undefended, protected, divine resonance and speak and share our truth. And this is the energetic field which we want to experience all the time. And this is why we're here tonight. Voice release helps us move a little bit closer. Now, there are areas in the world where women are not able to speak their truth. And of course, we're initiating programs and ways to go in and empower and facilitate women's ability to embrace their own truth, their own authority. And these women here, obviously, women's voices behind them, are claiming that right, women of the world. So as we're stepping forward to change the world, there are three ways, three gifts that we can control. Our thoughts, our behavior, but our speech holds our entire consciousness and makes it manifest into a way that other people can digest easily. So what we will do tonight, we'll review the physics of the voice. I have some beautiful slides. We'll discuss a little bit of the energetics. I'll explain how voice release works. And then we will do voice release. And I have a little note here that I would like to start the voice release process at 7:30. So we have quite a bit of time to go through our body and to release these fears and really do the deep work. So why am I specifically drawn to this work? I know the mechanics of webinars, that it is important for you to hear a little bit of my story, to trust and understand why I have embraced and am bringing this work forward. I was born into a family of 10, and there weren't a lot of resources, and there wasn't a lot of attention. And so I felt invisible. I actually felt at one point that it would be easier for my mother if I wasn't there. So to want to be visible, I wasn't even to a point where I felt that I had a right to have any needs, to share any emotions. I mean, that would have been the next step to beyond the invisibility, but I stayed in that space that I was on my own. And that was not a safe place to feel. So I feel that developmentally, many women around the world that don't have, my parents were loving and did their best, but when you add poverty to that, which many children are suffering around the world, when you add parents who have very difficult upbringings themselves, and then there are dissociative or dissonant behaviors in our fear-based society, there's not a lot that brings us forward. There's a lucky few who actually stand and actualize and stand in their confidence and power. So by the time I went to junior high, I had this push-pull of I wanted to be a leader and I wanted to speak out, but I developed anxiety simultaneously. But one of the clues to something that you want to do, I read this, is feel the fear and move through it anyway. And so I would become the membership director of the dental wives because it would force me to call up dental wives and to speak to them. So slowly but surely, my desire to sing, my desire to speak began dissolving and dissolving and dissolving this fear. Why? Because higher vibrations and being who we really are and standing in that vibrational zone and field actually melts away and will release, like the sands of time, all of the blockages. So I spent 20, 30 years of my life forging through the fear so that I could develop these tools. And the tools that I've developed are a combination of science, many of the scientists I have worked with at the Sound and Consciousness Institute, and practicing with the spiritual realm and energy and holding the reins of our own intentional consciousness. So that is tonight's webinar is the result of me feeling that if we don't release our voice, we can explode. You know how it is when you hold in all the little things with your partner at work or a work partner, and it explodes. Or we implode, and we become depressed, and we become demoralized. And this also is a very sad place to be. Ah! We all know that one. So as children, if they are not messed with by confused adults, they do express their feelings, their angers, their fear, and then they go back and play again. But often women have been socialized to hold back, hold in, be pretty, be sweet, even hold the volume of their voice down. Now look at all of these pictures. The demure, feminine, all of these ways of these icons, even as children, Cinderella, the way that we have been socialized to show up in society as women. Our voice does broadcast out in the world our entire history, our fears, our confidence, or our lack of confidence. There is nothing you can hide when you are speaking your voice. You are amplifying your consciousness, all of your organs. It also can be photographed now. This is in our picture where I was actually singing, and I had gone into a divine space, and every time that I sang, a golden flow of energy would come out of my mouth. So when you are speaking from a place of confidence, you are bathing people with beautiful colors. We can take a picture of your voice. This is a voice print. It is made by a beautiful scientific machine created by Eric Larson, a dear friend of mine. This is my voice print. When you speak, you actually change the density of the etheric field, and this goes out and imprints people with exactly what you are feeling and who you are. This shows how it works. The dolphins are sounding, and the little circle on the bottom shows the displacement of material, fluid or air that actually makes a pattern. This is the human pattern through the porticle developed by Don Estes. As you sing, interactive patterns of the harmonic particles, the music of your voice, make patterns. Within the patterns, there are pictures. We have found there are actually little shamanic, imaginal pictures within our voice that bathe other people about our thoughts, our fantasies, our dreams, and our fears. I think this is cute. It looks like a little boat. A little boat there. Now, this is the key where I actually learned how closely related the voice is to our physical body as a diagnostic tool and a repatterning tool. This is called the voice bio. When you speak into it, we can ascertain how much energy is in your physical body. We can see if your adrenals are tired. We can see if you have a stiff neck, if you are schizophrenic. So just think about this. If a machine can register this, if you're out in the world and you're on a stage and you are speaking and everyone hears that your adrenals are exhausted, will they hire you as their coach? Will they trust that you can see it to the end? If you have no heart energy, if you're exhausted and you're out into the world to make a heart connection. Now, so do you see how this works? And we actually draw in partners based on the notes that we lack. It almost becomes a codependency until we each work with our own vibrational field to eat well, think well, believe well, work with our higher vibration energies, raise our profile, even it out. Then we can attract in fabulous collaborative partnerships in romance and work that are free of drama and trauma. Now, the magical thing about voice release is I can look at your voice bio and I can say, okay, I see you have a lot of financial fears. Now, you can rework that vibrationally by going home and toning and changing some things to change your field. But with our voice release tonight, we're simply going to make the intention, use our creative imagination, go into your body and actually make the shift tonight as a group. Very powerful work, because we have misalignment. There's things we say we want to do, we think we can do, but we are quite not aligned in our vibrational field. Our upbringing in our childhood has not kept up with the new divine, superlative, magnificent work that we are carrying with our new initiatives. So we can easily do this work, and we can easily do it also because the science is showing us that our emotions hold specific vibrations. And the work that we're going to do tonight is identifying, locating, removing, and dissolving specific vibrations that keep us in fear from speaking our truth. This is a list made by Dr. Mohsen Harmonish of the vibration of different negative emotions. For every negative emotion, there is another vibration that has a relationship that can actually dissolve it and phase shift it. Just another beautiful picture of a voice print. So our voices are beautiful. This is a voice print of a dolphin. Now, look right in the eye. Do you notice the magic that the sound that a dolphin makes is very similar to his eye? Look at that, how beautiful that is. So this is our larynx. This is the creative organ. And notice how it has like a chamber to enter a chamber. It gives life. It births new life. It is a creative force. It is so much like our reproductive organs. It's even the same tissue, smooth, connective tissue, it's called. Very moist, pink tissue. So our voices do create powerfully out into the world. And imagine that you are standing in the middle of this and you are like an antenna, a frequency, sending out signals all the time. These signals allow you to send out messages of inner distress, even if your words say, I'm okay, everything is fine. You are sending out distress signals, and you will attract people and places and things that match that. As we work together to do voice release, we will have a synchronistic, cumulative, new retuning of our radio frequencies tonight. I promise. This is the problem of what happened on earth, is that man had his fall from grace when he began communicating from his mind. So the mind comes up with very masculine portioning things out, restriction, working with time constraints, controlling, pointed in order. Now, the masculine is very important to keep a foundation for the feminine spaciousness, but we have been predominantly speaking from our mind. So that energy just goes out from the throat in a very pointed, kind of professional, controlling way where we lose our breath. We lose our flow. So if we are speaking from the heart up, there is a timelessness. There is a wisdom of sharing, connection, collaboration, the ability to speak the truth because there's no attachment to controlling or manipulating or having predatory behaviors. And last but not least is love. So our new way of speaking is to open our crown chakra, to let this higher frequency light and let the words Let the thoughts come and germinate in our heart, and then come and be expressed through our voice, almost like a bell of reason and truth that others are longing for. The world is parched and dry. They are seeking the truth. They are sponges. So when we women can speak the truth, we end up having a natural authority. If we are authentic and allow this, it totally is getting out of our own way. And I often laugh that when I'm doing courses, 2 times I've fallen asleep, and people say, you didn't miss a word. And I say, who was talking? It was this beautiful ray of little word choices and thoughts coming to communicate out through my heart. Now, we give the mind and the ego a role in this. We let these new thoughts come in, and we let the mind be obedient to the heart, and we let the mind make the charts, the time schedules, the how-to, and to organize and implement, initiate. So in this way, we are working these new paradigm initiatives infused with the divine feminine collaboration with the masculine in its proper place for implementation. Okay? So we can even take a look at the voice more closely, but I want to get moving to the voice release section. We can look at many parameters of the voice, and we can actually see if a person is speaking. The little chart down on the right shows, is this person in their dominant frequency, and tells what percent. If a woman is speaking, saying, I am doing very well and making lots of money in my practice, if she is only in 70% of her frequency, people will feel a disconnect and they won't trust. So this machine not only can determine if a person is in their dominant frequency with the words, but their feeling state. As you bring up what you wish, every resistant old unconscious emotion is brought up and the machine registers it. And that's where you get the disconnect. Only 30% sometimes when I put people on the machine, and it tells me, is it an emotional, a physical, or mental resistance? Because the vibrations can be very clearly identified, the machine then puts in mitigating, dissolving frequencies into the brain to repattern and release so that you can settle into speaking and being in your absolute truth. Now, why am I bringing these machines to your attention? Because I believe that is what we are actually going to do in voice release tonight. Sound forms. Tonight we are going to release these particles of holding back energy. Now, imagine, this is how it works. Imagine that I am facing all of you. It doesn't matter if we're doing this over the webinar. Imagine that I am facing you, and that when we begin our toning section, you are toning up and out of your mouth. Remember that you have a pattern. I will ask that spirit, that through your higher self, that you project to me your perfect pattern, and I will sound that back in to match your amplification, your voice print that actually holds that little ouchy red area of trauma, shame, I'm not good enough, I really will never rise to the occasion. So we will voice match and lock on, and whatever vibration we are clearing for any one of us as we are in this connected field together, all of us will simultaneously feel the release. I've done this for years, it never fails. So the vibration will dissolve for you. Whatever it is, it could be a mother that has criticized you and you're afraid to speak your truth, fear of speaking up to dad, now your partner. So this is it's a very simple pattern of how it works. And then our voice can shine and sing. It's like a nuclear accelerator that goes right through our larynx, and we can have more flow, more color in our voice, more vibrancy, by letting our heart open, more spaciousness, and let our breath come up and have the musicality of our voice bathe out into the world as a new lens of truth through you. Excellent. Then you'll be a magnet. People will want to be around you and they will want to co-create with you. Okay, people will listen to you, trust, follow. People will believe in the goodness of leadership once again. It is a natural power that each of us has within ourselves. And in a moment, we will begin the meditation process to move through it powerfully together. I just love this. We all have the power all along. We just had a bit of veil over it. So let's do some voice release now. Okay. So go ahead and take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. Sit up nice and straight as we begin a powerful meditation to release all of our voices together across this world. In this sacred space, we call in our divine guides and the angelic realms, all the beings of light who are masters at moving energy and are seeing and feeling your willingness, your readiness to release the stuck energies in expressing and releasing who you are and your truth from the highest source. So let's imagine that over the top of your head is a brilliant ball of divine light that the Creator, Source, has formed. And it does hold the remedial, the righting, the aligning energies for each of you listening tonight. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth, and allow this energy to simply begin to melt over your crown chakra very deeply, and let your brain begin to be reassembled. We ask and intend that our nervous systems, all the ropes, all the tension, since we were little children, the fear of asking for what we needed, the fear of saying how we felt, the fear of calling out the truth, misconduct. We ask that all of this feeling world, all of this sadness, all of this reactivity within our nervous system and confusion begin to be dissipated and softened. That this delightful elixir, this essence of your healing light, pour out this liquid onto these little sparks of anger, of resentment, of confusion, of what is the truth and am I safe speaking the truth. We press the reboot button in our primal nervous system. Throughout our spine, we ask and intend to remove all of the anguish that we have felt in this life, in all lifetimes, that when we spoke our truth, we were not safe. We remove this energy from our cells, our intracellular matrix, but from our nervous system, completely, deeply, and profoundly now. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. And I would like for you to join me in toning these old feelings out as we continue the voice release process. Oh. Feel the release. Feel as if a balloon of old energy is now releasing all of that old air and sputtering and relaxing. And your nervous system can completely let go. As we release the energies of fear, of speaking our truth, we replace that vibration with a sense of innervation, of excitement and joy. That we are now safe and surrounded by loving beings who are awakening, and the support of our angelic realms. That is not only safe, but it is joyful, and it almost feels mandatory. And that as you sound out, the joyful new channels that are opening of extra energy and vitality, feel in this moment how your body is rekindling your nervous system so that you are upping and activating an entirely new, confident, joyous energy field within yourself. Take a deep breath and just give a big sigh. Ah, excellent. And we haven't even gotten to our voices yet, just working a bit on the nervous system. So let's allow this energy now to sprinkle down through our heads and rest upon our voice box. Totally merge with the energies of your throat and imagine and feel just how dense, how covered, how thick, what color. Allow yourself to admit what sort of covering, holding tension that you have had in your upper palate and your throat and your tongue and your neck for how long. In this moment, I'm going to ask you to do a simple stretching exercise, and don't worry, no one can see you. And simply stick out your tongue as far as you can with the biggest stretching sound. And as you are doing this stretching, imagine that there is a weight, a nice grounding weight, right down in your base chakra. And that as you are stretching it, you are activating a connection with your sense of safety, stability, and security with opening up your larynx now. Let's go ahead and do some sounding. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth, and allow this energy to sound up from your base chakra now. Oh. Excellent. So what I was feeling and seeing during this was a vortex of awakening energy to wake up all of your chakras, to push and open and soften our larynx as we continue our voice release. So we are going to work on a few specific fears now. Take your attention to your throat and let this delightful, thick, amber, melting ice cream energy that is coming through your head now begin to enroll all of this old stuck energy in your throat. You just did an exercise to soften it and get it moving. And repeat after me. I ask and intend to release the sadness and the grief for all the opportunities that I have missed in my life when I couldn't find the words to express what I needed. I remove this sadness from my lungs, from my throat, my upper palate, and the back of my neck. I forgive myself that it has taken so long for me to choose and to understand how to release my voice. I release all other people in my life across my timeline who have shown up to mirror to me the fear that I am holding. And in this moment, I am choosing to forgive them and to no longer play that role. In this moment, I am commanding that all the energies of fear, of speaking my truth and what I know, as I receive my divine guidance, as I am guided to speak the truth, I remove any last veil or vestige of fear so that I am free to be me, to be whole, to be authentic. I release from my subconscious and my conscious memory all faces of this fear now. Let's go ahead and sound that together. Imagine that a huge cork is popping in all women's voices around the world as we sound this new energetic choice. Sound whatever note you wish on whatever vowel. Coughing is excellent. It means things are moving. Take a deep breath. We allow all these energies to leave our body, our throat, our larynx, and our energy fields now. We release the critical voices of our mother. Take a deep breath and make a sound. We release the critical voices in fear of speaking up to our fathers in the masculine. Release the fear of speaking up to authorities, people who we want to trust to keep us safe. We have new information, new truths. We bring into our voices the vibration of our right, our ability, and again, a mandate to speak our truth. Let us sound this new vibration now. You are singing any notes that you wish to sound, for it is your voice, your tone. Keep toning. Your right, your ability to speak, sing, and sound from your heart. Let this energy now pour down from your open throat and be absorbed into your heart. Let this divine energy be completely saturating your entire heart, and now bubbling over into all of your organs, into all parts of your body, that you are now healing any organs that are holding grief, any organs that are holding fear. We replenish and regenerate our adrenals. We revitalize our kidneys. We heal and remove all tension from our stomach and our solar plexus now. We allow for our creative will to flower and open, free of these old restrictive energies. We allow all of the energies in our body to begin to speak to each other in a very energized, connected way. We feel our entire body being filled with these new, delightful, empowered energies, so that when we speak, our voice is a megaphone and amplifies this health, alignment, and vitality with this divine essence that you are. Take a deep breath through your nose and give a nice big sigh out. Ah, delightful movement, alignment, and joy. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Open up the bottom of your feet as we finish this meditation. We anchor this energy powerfully into Mother Earth's crystalline core. For Earth is regenerating herself and is asking and intending that benevolent beings who are in alignment with their divinity and bringing new ways to live together may, of course, live and be welcomed to be here on this earth plane. So you are so appreciated by the vibrational heart of the mother of this earth. So feel how you are held, you are sustained, and bring this energy up through your legs as you understand that you are not alone. You are connected to an ever-growing grid of awakening beings, not just women, but males also, who are breathing in the divine essence of this feminine, heart-centered, intuitively based, energetic wave coming into the planet as never before. Feel these life forces coming up through your body, regenerating hope, happiness, and a sense of efficacy. You do make a difference. Your voice is now holding a sharp sword of truth to cut through the nonsense. The emperor has no clothes. We can all be childlike now and state the truth fearlessly. So send this energy back up through your head, plug in to source, so that you always know that you have this available energetic line of energy. This orb of light is available to you 24/7 to come down if you ever do feel that anything is moving or needing to be moved again through your throat. So let's just take a moment to absorb this. We ask that all the energies are integrated and aligned in your body, and that also any other beings not listening in, but their heart is open. We send ribbons of this beautiful healing energy through us, that they may just breathe it in. We have the ability to do this, to bring these energies out into the world. So let's continue our slideshow here as we come to the last few minutes. So one of the things that I was drawn to do, that women are wanting to know how to use their voice in their speaking or their teaching or their healing, and I have compiled many wonderful files on this. And so I decided next Monday night at the same time, November 9th at 7 p.m., I can give a master class if that so interests you to work with me again. So we will be working with learning to lead with our voice with confidence, learn sacred seed syllables to command energy, clear more fear of speaking your truth. I'll be giving you some wonderful, simple, almost humorous processes that I have had over the years, learning to stand in front of 1,000 or 2 people and getting over that in fear of the sweating and the nervousness. And really, I've studied this to the nth degree, trust me. But more importantly, I feel if you're watching this, you are a being who's learning to use your voice to create reality by aligning with source. When we go up the ladder, the vibrational ladder, remember there's a higher vibration, and lower frequencies will be affected and eventually move up and entrain with. So you are speaking from a very high frequency aligned space. You will find that your home, your work, your partnerships, even density itself, we can affect so much. And I'll be giving you some examples of miracles. And we'll also be using the question and answer aspect of the webinar. And you can send me questions all week long of things that you would like me to speak about. So I've kept the price very low, the magic number. And you can sign up for this by going to my website, soundandlighthealingarts.com. And right in the middle where it says about, I put a little link, join us for a voice release webinar. So I would love to work with you again. There are different ways to stay connected. The SOAR initiative is a global initiative. We are actually creating a membership and a directory now so that we may locate women who are awakening or offering services, who might need services. So we will have an interactive website that is now in process that you may join the directory and be more connected. Because what we're doing is we're creating circles of women in their mastery worldwide and helping them become ambassadors so they can go out and visit other circles and potentize and empower them. The bigger plan is to make a headquarters, one in California and one in France, and we do need help. There is a beautiful property in France that I've had my eye on, and they are looking to sell this property soon. So if you are someone that would like to learn more about the SOAR initiative or be part of a cooperative or conglomerate to help fund it, get it going, where you can go have educational retreats and teach, and then go out as ambassadors around the world, or just go and have a work study retreat, a respite. It's a beautiful global plan, and it will take lots of resources and love to infuse it to live powerfully. So we also have retreats. We have retreats every February up here in Nevada City at the Ananda Center, and we meet in September. We just had a beautiful meeting in September as well. So if you are looking for more support for your voice mastery, I also do private internet sessions, in-person sessions wherever I'm at, and I have an amazing 3-month personal coaching program where we can work together very powerfully in all of these realms. So, last but not least, my heart goes out to you for taking this time to love yourself, to honor yourself, and to respect the being that you are and becoming, and what you are offering vibrationally out into the world, and you're caring to bring it in an aligned way and to show up in this beautiful, connected, growing community. So that is my last thing to share with you. It is just about 8 o'clock, just a hair short of 8 o'clock. And thank you so much for taking this Monday evening again to join me for this voice release webinar. I suggest that you maybe take a little time to relax, have a glass of water. I will be putting this up on my website and also on Facebook. We have a SOAR Facebook community, so you'll be able to share this webinar and watch it again yourself. The energy is always fresh because of the quantum field. The work that we are doing now is so important. And again, from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for showing up and being a part of this expanding community for divine vibrations. To bring heaven to earth is essentially what it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am Jan Cercone at soundandlighthealingarts.com. Namaste.